Hey friends, welcome back. In the last lesson, we generated a Flutter application and went through the project structure and also added the Isar package into the project. Now we're going to design the collections that are going to be used in the project. So what is a collection? A collection is a single type of data object that's in the form of a class. A collection in basic terms is equivalent to a table in a relational database. So the work of the collection is to store data, a certain group of data. So you can have multiple collections with different purposes and storing different groups of data. So simply said, the collection is a type of that object in form of a class, and this that object contains specific properties, just like a basic table in a relational database. Let's take an example of a novel. If we consider this novel as a dat object, it contains different properties that define it, right? There is the name, the author, number of pages, date of publish, and publisher name. So if we wanted to create a class on this, we will come here and say class and give it the name novel and set it up in form of an object. Then inside it would add all the properties of this novel. So there is name, which is in form of text, which is supported with the data type string name. Then we have author, which is also a text supported by the string data type. Then we have number of pages, which is integer, int pages. Then we have date of publish, date time is supported using date. The date is supported using date time. Data type, publish date. And lastly, we have the publisher name, which is in form of text supported by the string data type. So that's a basic data object in form of a class that contains all the properties of this class. But now for Isar to actually identify this class as a collection, or for us to actually set this class to be identified as a collection by Isar, we need to annotate it. And for us to annotate it, we add at collection. So with this, Isar will be able to identify this class as a collection within it and be able to use it. So when we go back to our project, our app, that we will have two collections in this project. And for you to learn or to understand how to create collections, you just group your data. So in this case, in this app, we'll have two groups of data. There's a group that will contain routine information, which is what you mostly see by viewing, and it's what we will be updating and also deleting. And also we'll have the category group of data where we'll be requesting the user to just enter the name, and that will be a different group of data. So basically we have two collections in our project, the routine and the category. So now let's head over to the project so that we can create our collections. Back to our project. We have if you remember, we talked about the lib, which is the main workspace where we will be working on most of our development. For organization purposes, we'll create a new folder called collections. And this is where we'll add all our files that contain the different collections. So first, let's start with routine.dat, because remember, we're creating a dat file that will contain a class, which will be annotated as a collection. Okay, so in our routine, if we go back to the screen again, or the project, if you look at the routine, what do we need when we're storing data about a routine? We need the category, we need the title, the start time, and the day. So going back to our project, we'll need we'll need the category, we'll need the title, we'll need the time, start time, and we'll need the day. So just like we created the novel dot object or novel class, we'll come here and create a new class that's called routine. That's a data object. And inside it, we're going to add all these properties. So let's start with the title first. The title represents this text, like send emails, submit assignment, clean the bathroom. So you can see it's in form of text, right? So we'll come here. This will be represented by a data type called string title. Then we have start time, and our start time is in form of time, and this will be supported by date time, start time. Then we have day. So currently we're going to save the day in form of the full name of the day. We'll be able to enter as we go on with the other concepts like indexes and type converters. We'll be able to manipulate the collections so that we can show you how some of the changes that will be made. But for now, we're going to store the day in form of the full name, which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So that's in form of a string. And lastly is a category. So currently we'll store the category in form of the name itself. But when we start interacting with indexes, you'll see how we're going to store the category differently. So we'll say string category. So the reason for the error is because we are expected to initialize these variables, but in this case, we're not supposed to initialize anything because this will be like a table. When you're creating a table with properties, you don't initialize. You'll now, from the app, you'll be sending the data and it's going to be added to these specific properties. So to avoid this error, since we are not initializing in this case, we use the keyword late. That means it will be initialized later within the project where we'll be calling title and saying title is equals to send email, start time is equals to within the project. But in this setting, because we're just configuring, just give the keyword late, meaning that we're not initializing at this point. Now we have created our simple clean class, but now Isar is not able to identify this class. If we want Isar to be able to identify this class as a collection, we come here and annotate it with collection. You can enter and it will import for you the package. If you recall, this is a package that we actually installed in the previous lesson. So we can remove this comment. And basically we have our first collection, very simple and very neat. So let's get into the second collection, which is the category dot. So for our category, we need only one thing, which is a name. And yes, even on the routine, there's something we are going to add into the collection, but we'll do that at the point where we'll be talking about indexes. So when we get into that, we'll discuss about that. So just like the routine, we create a class object called category and give it its only property, which is name. Currently, the name is in form of text. So we say string name, and remember to add late ahead the start because we're not initializing these variables. Then, because it's just a basic class, for Isar to identify it as a collection, we come here and annotate it as a collection, and the package is imported, and we're good to go. So that's the basic way to actually create collections. In our case, we just have 2 collections, but for bigger projects, we end up having more collections, but we do the same thing. The idea is to actually create data objects in form of classes, be certain about the properties that you need in your that object, and then you are, for you to be considered as a collection, you annotate it as a collection. So basically, that's how we have designed our collection. We only had 2 and we are done with designing them into a project. So that's about it. Next up, we'll start looking into the next concept, which are indexes. Isar has different types of indexes, and we'll be able to learn them and also use them within the collection, the collections that we have already created. So that's all. Don't forget to share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.